Abode. Kailasha. Kailash or Kailas is the celestial abode of the Hindu god Shiva. It is traditionally recognized as a mountain where Shiva resides along with his consort Parvati and their children Ganesha and Kartikeya. Why Ganesh ve Kartikeya doesn't live together in Kailash? After exploring the universe, Kartikeya returned to Kailas and learned that Ganesha was already married and the proud father of 2 children. He felt tricked after hearing the complete tale from Narada. He made the decision to no longer live with his parents. Swanandaloka. The meaning of Swanandaloka, the home of Lord Ganesha, is also known as Swananda Bhavna, Swananda Bhuvna and Swananda Nijaloka. All these names mean one thing: the home of bliss or the place where bliss dwells. The creation of Swananda Loka is said to be created by the power or Shakti of Lord Ganesha, which is known as Kamdaini Yoga Shakti. The Pita or the island has an expanse of 5,000 years old janas. The path to the Swananda Loka, the path to this world, is called Divya Loka. It is hard to walk upon. It is harder to reach Lord Ganesha's world. Not even the most pious sage can reach this world. One can't reach this world by yoga, dana, yagna, vrata, or by the practice and knowledge of Vedanta. It can only be reached if the Lord Ganesha himself desires so. Constant devotion is the only thing that will please Lord Ganesha. Brahmarambika Ghats, the palace of Lord Ganesha, is surrounded by a 1,000 years old janas of emptiness. This cannot be crossed. Anyone attempting to cross it shall have to face the Brahmarambika Ghats. They are also the manifestation of Lord Ganesha's yogic powers. The Ghats look golden and have a sheen that resembles that of 1,000 suns. They have a malicious expression and has thick hair which is heavily matted. The richness of Swananda Loka has no dearth of richness. The roads are paved with gold and gems. Precious stones are visible wherever the eye wanders. There is no place for poverty in the home of Lord Ganesha. The seat of Lord Ganesha, in the north direction of this wondrous world, there is a vast ocean that contains not water but sugarcane juice. In the middle of this sweet ocean, there is a huge lotus that has 1,000 petals. It is pink in color and is very beautiful to look at. A throne rests on the lotus. It is made of gold, rare gems, and precious stones. Lord Ganesha sits on this throne. Appearance of Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha looks very young, about 9 years of age. He is the color of blood and has a saffron tilak on his forehead. He has 3 eyes like his father, Lord Shiva. Each of his eyes represents the sun, the moon, and fire. His belly is the round earth. The hairs all over his body are the stars, planets. The drops of sweat on his body are the oceans and river. The Lord is decked in jewelry and finery. He wears a divine garland called the Divyamala. His clothes are rich and fine. He is adorned with divine fragrances. He wears a beautiful crown and holds a half moon similar to that on Lord Shiva's hair. It is said that just thinking or recollecting this image of Lord Ganesha is enough to take away our sins. The servers of Lord Ganesha, the Ashta Siddhis, serve the child like Lord Ganesh. They have a female form. In Tantric scriptures, Ashta Siddhis are described as consorts of Lord Ganesha. Sacred texts like the Vedas have taken a human form and sing the praises of Lord Ganesha. All these imageries show that even in his childlike form, Lord Ganesha is the master of all knowledge and skills. The gates to Swananda Loka is said to have 4 gates in each direction. 8 guards guard these gates with 2 at each gate. These guards are short and are full of compassion. They are also very strong and have 4 arms. In 2 of these hands, they have weapons. In the 3rd hand, they hold a stick. The 4th hand depicts the Tarjani Mudra. Tarjani Mudra has the forefinger and the thumb in contact. It shows that the soul and Lord Ganesha are unified. The eastern gates are guarded by Vigna Raja and Avigna Raja. The guards at the south are known as Balram and Swaktara. Jakarna and Gokran guard the western gate. Susaumya and Shubdaika are the guards of the north. In addition to these, Tejovti and Jwalini are the Shaktis that guard the rest of the Swananda Loka. The other residents of Swananda Loka is populated by many Devtas, human souls and other living things that are lucky enough to earn Lord Ganesha's grace. Their numbers are in thousands and they forever surround the form of Lord Ganesha like the Udumbara tree is surrounded by mosquitoes. There are huge forests of wish-fulfilling trees on this island too. Etymology and other names. Vinayak or Binayaka is a common name for Ganesha that appears in the Puras and in Buddhist Tantras. This name is reflected in the naming of the 8 famous Ganesha temples in Maharashtra known as the Ashtavinayak. The names Vignesha and Vigneshwar, Lord of Obstacles, refers to his primary function in Hinduism as the master and remover of obstacles, Vigna. Ganesha has been ascribed many other titles and epithets, including Ganpati, Vigneshwar, and Pillayar. The Hindu title of respect Shri is often added before his name. The name Ganesha is a Sanskrit compound, joining the words Gana, Ga, meaning a group, multitude, or categorical system, and Isha, meaning Lord or Master. The word Ga, when associated with Ganesha, is often taken to refer to the Gas, a troop of semi-divine beings that form part of the retinue of Shiva, Ganesha's father. The term more generally means a category, class, community, association, or corporation. Some commentators interpret the name Lord of the Gas to mean Lord of Hosts or Lord of created categories, such as the elements. Ganpati, a synonym for Ganesha, is a compound composed of Ga, meaning group, and Pati, meaning ruler or lord. Though the earliest mention of the word Ganpati is found in hymn 2.23.1 of the 2nd millennium BC Rigveda, it is uncertain that the Vedic term referred specifically to Ganeshathe Amrakosha. An early Sanskrit lexicon lists 8 synonyms of Ganesha, Vinayak, Vignarja, equivalent to Vignesha, Vemtura, one who has 2 mothers. Gadipa, equivalent to Ganpati and Ganesha, Ekdanta, one who has 1 tusk, Hiramba. Lambodra, one who has a pot belly, or, literally, one who has a hanging belly, and Ga Jnana, having the face of an elephant. A prominent name for Ganesha in the Tamil language is Pillai or Pillayar. A.K. Narayan differentiates these terms by saying that Pillai means a child while Pillayar means a noble child. He adds that the words Pallu, Pela, and Pela in the Dravidian family of languages signify tooth or tusk, also elephant tooth or tusk. Anita Raina Thapan notes that the root word Pillai in the name Pillayar might have originally meant the young of the elephant, because the Pali word Pillaka means a young elephant. In the Burmese language, Ganesha is known as Mahapene, derived from Pali Mahavinyaka. The widespread name of Ganesha in Thailand is Khanit, can be transliterated as Ganit, or the more official title of Farah Fi Khanit. The earliest images and mention lists Ganesha as a major deity in present-day Indonesia, Thailand, Cambodia and Vietnam dating to the 7th and 8th centuries, and these mirror Indian examples of the 5th century or earlier. In Sri Lankan, among Singhalese Buddhists, he is known as Gana Devio and revered along with Vishnu, Skand, Buddha and other deities. Iconography. Ganesha is a popular figure in Indian art. Unlike those of some deities, representations of Ganesha show wide variations and distinct patterns changing over time. He may be portrayed standing, dancing, heroically taking action against demons, playing with his family as a boy, sitting down on an elevated seat, or engaging in a range of contemporary situations. Ganesha images were prevalent in many parts of India by the 6th century. The 13th century statue pictured is typical of Ganesha statuary from 900 to 1200, after Ganesha had been well established as an independent deity with his own sect. This example features some of Ganesha's common iconographic elements. A virtually identical statue has been dated between 973 and 1200 by Paul Martin de Bost, and another similar statue is dated 12th century by Pratapaditya Pal. Ganesha has the head of an elephant and a big belly. This statue has 4 arms, which is common in depictions of Ganesha. He holds his own broken tusk in his lower right hand and holds a delicacy, which he samples with his trunk, in his lower left hand. The motif of Ganesha turning his trunk sharply to his left to taste a sweet in his lower left hand is a particularly archaic feature. A more primitive statue in one of the Ellora caves with this general form has been dated to the 7th century. Details of the other hands are difficult to make out on the statue shown. In the standard configuration, Ganesha typically holds an axe or a goad in one upper arm and a pasha, noose, in the other upper arm. In rare instances, he may be depicted with a human head. The influence of this old constellation of iconographic elements can still be seen in contemporary representations of Ganesha. In one modern form, the only variation from these old elements is that the lower right hand does not hold the broken tusk but is turned towards the viewer in a gesture of protection or fearlessness, Abhay Mudra. The same combination of 4 arms and attributes occurs in statues of Ganesha dancing, which is a very popular theme. Common attributes. Ganesha has been represented with the head of an elephant since the early stages of his appearance in Indian art. Puranic myths provide many explanations for how he got his elephant head. One of his popular forms, Hiramba Ganpati, has 5 elephant heads, and other less common variations in the number of heads are known. While some texts say that Ganesha was born with an elephant head, he acquires the head later in most stories. The most recurrent motif in these stories is that Ganesha was created by Parvati using clay to protect her, and Shiva beheaded him when Ganesha came between Shiva and Parvati. Shiva then replaced Ganesha's original head with that of an elephant. Details of the battle and where the replacement head came from vary from source to source. Another story says that Ganesha was created directly by Shiva's laughter. Because Shiva considered Ganesha too alluring, he gave him the head of an elephant and a protruding belly. Ganesha's earliest name was Ekdanta, one-tusked, referring to his single-hole tusk, the other being broken. Some of the earliest images of Ganesha show him holding his broken tusk. The importance of this distinctive feature is reflected in the Mudgala Purana, which states that the name of Ganesha's second incarnation is Ekdanta. Ganesha's protruding belly appears as a distinctive attribute in his earliest statuary, which dates to the Gupta period, 4th to 6th centuries. This feature is so important that according to the Mudgala Purana, 2 different incarnations of Ganesha use names based on it: Lambodra, pot belly, or literally, hanging belly, and Mahodra, great belly. Both names are Sanskrit compounds describing his belly. The Brahmanda Purana says that Ganesha has the name Lambodra because all the universes of the past, present, and future are present in him. The number of Ganesha's arms varies. His best-known forms have between 2 and 16 arms. Many depictions of Ganesha feature 4 arms, which is mentioned in Puranic sources and codified as a standard form in some iconographic texts. His earliest images had 2 arms. Forms with 14 and 20 arms appeared in central India during the 9th and the 10th centuries. The serpent is a common feature in Ganesha iconography and appears in many forms. According to the Ganesha Purana, Ganesha wrapped the serpent Vasuki around his neck. Other depictions of snakes include use as a sacred thread wrapped around the stomach as a belt, held in a hand, called at the ankles, or as a throne. Upon Ganesha's forehead may be a third eye or the sectarian mark, which consists of 3 horizontal lines. The Ganesha Purana prescribes a Tilaka mark as well as a crescent moon on the forehead. A distinct form of Ganesha called Bhalachandra includes that iconographic element. Ganesha is often described as red in color. Specific colors are associated with certain forms. Many examples of color associations with specific meditation forms are prescribed in the Sri Tattavanidhi, a treatise on Hindu iconography. For example, white is associated with his representations as Hiramba Ganpati and Reena Mochna Ganpati, Ganpati who releases from bondage. Ekdanta Ganpati is visualized as blue during meditation in that form.